Bill Belichick was a star who didn't want to be a star. A celebrity in search of privacy and the right to do his job without any public interference. Unfortunately for him, on a playoff weekend, upward of 40 million Americans cared about him and what he and his players did. The camera had long since let the entire nation into his world, and it had created an appetite, healthy or unhealthy, he thought it was unhealthy, to know more about him as a celebrity, something he most demonstrably did not want to be. That on an ordinary Sunday, some 15 or 16 million people wanted to watch him work, and that the figure swelled to 90 million for a conference championship and to around 135 million for a Super Bowl, moved him not at all. He was a man, for better or for worse, remarkably without artifice. He had little gift or interest in modern public relations. If anything, he seemed almost uniquely resistant to it for someone so much, however involuntarily, in the public eye. He was about one thing only, coaching, and wary of anything that detracted from it, and in his mind, much of the modern media, especially television, did precisely that. Not just because it took up time that could be better spent doing other things like watching a bit of film for the 10th or 11th time and working with assistant coaches, but because it was singularly dangerous. It fed egos, and swollen egos detracted from the essence of football, which was the idea of team. Modern media created a me world, whereas he insisted on a we world. He feared the celebrity culture's addictive force, which was particularly dangerous to athletic endeavors, though much less of a problem in baseball, rooted as it was in individual accomplishments, and a little less of a problem in basketball, where, as in the case of Michael Jordan, an individual accomplishment and team accomplishment could often be merged, and where there were so few players on a team. But football was a sport based entirely on the concept of team, where as many as 40 players might play important roles in any given victory. Yet the television camera might celebrate the deeds of only one or two. Thus, a great deal of time and energy in the world of the New England Patriots went into selecting players who were at least partially immune to displays of ego and self. This didn't mean Bill Belichick was without ego, far from it. His ego was exceptional, and it was reflected by his almost unique determination. He liked being the best and wanted credit for being the best, a quiet kind of credit. But his ego was about the doing. It was fused into a larger purpose, that of his team winning. It was never about the narcissistic celebration of self that television loved to amplify. He was about coaching. He didn't exist in a world of 100 new friendships created instantly by his success or friendships with other celebrities. His friends were people he'd known at Annapolis, Andover, Wesleyan, and his early coaching days. His friendships were based on trust, and they were to be kept private, if at all possible. He shielded family and friends alike from public scrutiny. He didn't do particularly well with the media, lacking the desire and the skill to create the artificial intimacy that works so well for many others. Some very good, hard-working reporters thought he was unacceptably rude to them. As much as he wanted respect, he didn't, in their view, treat them or what they did with proper respect. He was not good at challenging reporters and keeping them on the defensive as one of his mentors, Bill Parcells, had been, and he did poorly in dealing with the media in his first head coaching job in Cleveland, in part because he tried to be like Parcells. This was a significant mistake, because he wasn't Parcells, didn't have Parcells' sharp, acid tongue, and most important, he hadn't yet won as a head coach. For much of Parcells' style with the media, challenging them and on occasion bullying them with singular skill and getting away with it, was successful because he did it only after he'd started winning.